And so the legend of the lead masks case began. The hill would never be the same.
The masks, always the masks. They were the only witnesses to a secret the two men took to their graves.
For the people of Niterói and Rio, the case felt like a touch of magic, a hint of the space age. The local police were very careful, but every clue seemed to point away from a normal crime. The scene was weird, almost like a play. Two men, dead, their faces hidden behind lead.
The investigators felt a chill. They stood at the edge of a story that didn't make sense.
News spread fast. Two men, dead on a hill, wearing masks made of lead. It was a story that grabbed the city's attention. The police wrote down every item: an empty water bottle, a small notebook, 2 wet towels, and the masks. But the clues only made the mystery deeper. The masks were silent witnesses to a final act no one could understand.
There were no signs of a fight, no injuries, no struggle. Their bodies were placed very neatly. The lead masks became the main part of the puzzle. Lead stops radiation or trying to see something no one else could.
Vulture Hill. It's a steep, lonely hill near Rio de Janeiro, covered in thick bushes and secrets. On August 20th, 1966, a boy named Jorge da Costa Alves was flying a kite when he saw 2 people lying in the grass. Days later, the smell coming from the hillside told a different story. Police went up the hill and found a scene that would bother Brazil for many years. 2 men, wearing suits and waterproof coats, lay next to each other, already rotting. But it was their faces that shocked everyone. Each wore a rough mask made from lead. The masks were smooth, with no eyes, like something from a science fiction movie. Why did they come here to die in such a strange, formal way? The town of Campos was left reeling. 2 of their own, dead in a mystery that only got stranger. Neighbors remembered strange lights and sounds from their workshop. Manoel and Miguel were chasing a truth they believed was just out of reach.
Friends and family were shocked. This wasn't how they usually acted. Looking deeper, police found the men were part of a group that was very interested in spiritualism and UFOs. They built strange devices, hoping to talk to beings from other worlds. Their trip wasn't for business. It was the last step in a search that ended badly.
On August 17th, they told their families they were going to Sao Paulo to buy a car and parts. Instead, they got on a bus to Niterói, carrying a suitcase and a lot of money. Their last confirmed sighting was at a bar, where Miguel seemed nervous, checking his watch. He bought bottled water, the same kind found near their bodies.
The men were quickly found out: Manuel Pereira da Cruz and Miguel José Viana, electronics workers from Campos dos Goitacazes. Family men respected, known for being smart and working hard. But deep down, they were seekers, people who mixed science with spiritual beliefs. Every clue seemed to point away from the usual. The case was a puzzle with no answer. The masks remained the key, if only anyone could find the lock.
The body examination made the mystery deeper. No signs of violence, no clear cause of death. Tests for poisons weren't clear. The bodies rotting and old technology left more questions than answers. Some thought about a fast-acting, untraceable poison. The official cause: heart failure. But how? It was as if their lives had been turned off.
The waterproof coats were found neatly next to the bodies, not on them. The scene felt less like a crime and more like a special ceremony.
The masks fascinated everyone. Homemade, cut from lead, shaped to fit over the eyes. Lead protects against radiation. Were they expecting to see something dangerous? Or was it symbolic, protection from bad energy? The masks were a puzzle within a puzzle.
Back on the hillside, the clues were few but strange. Besides the bodies, suits, and lead masks, there was a bottle of bottled water, 2 wet towels, a handkerchief, and a small notebook with strange instructions. Their wallet still had money, so robbery was not the reason.
What happened on that hill? Did they meet someone? Do a ceremony? Take a capsule? The truth was lost in the dim light. The case file is still open, a reminder of a question science and logic couldn't answer. The mystery continues.
The timeline is a series of shadows with a dark, empty space in the middle.
The investigation was made harder by time and weather. Clues washed away, bodies rotted. Police talked to many people, but the story was too strange, the clues too confusing. The official investigation closed with more questions than answers.
From there, their path disappears. No one saw them climb the hill, no one saw them meet anyone. 3 days later, their bodies were found. In those missing hours lies the heart of the mystery.
Their last stop, a bar near the bus station. The waitress remembers Miguel being jumpy, constantly checking his watch. He said they were late for an appointment. After finishing their water, they left, taking the receipt. It's rumored to have a note. After the capsule, protect your eyes.
Let's look back at their last steps. August 17th. Manoel and Miguel tell their families they're going to Sao Paulo but go to Niterói instead. They buy waterproof coats at a local store. They planned this, it wasn't by chance.
But the note also brought up more questions. If they took poison, why was none found? Who was the agreed place with? The note is a script with the last scene missing. We're left to wonder what the capsules did, and if the mask signal ever came. The mystery got deeper.
The note showed it wasn't a simple murder. This was a plan, a step-by-step process. It was cold, thought out, technical, like a checklist before a trip into the unknown.
Take capsules. Suicide or something else? The word capsules suggests they planned it. Protect metals. Was this about their equipment or something symbolic? Wait for mask signal. The masks were important, not just random.
The timing fit. They left the bar with hours to spare. The note read like a list for an experiment or a special ceremony.
The notebook found near Miguel's body was the most interesting clue. It had a list of parts and strange instructions. 4:30 p.m. Be at the agreed place. 6:30 p.m. Take capsules. After the effect, protect metals. Wait for mask signal. The case doesn't have easy answers. The masks keep their secret.
Both ideas, suicide and murder, leave too many questions unanswered. The truth is still hard to find.
This idea brings in a bad guy, a charming person who promised them everything, then betrayed them. But there's no strong proof, no suspects, no clear reason. Why leave money in their wallets? Why the complicated setup?
If not suicide, what about murder? Maybe someone from their spiritual group tricked them, promising contact, then made them take poison. The killer could have taken the suitcase with the money and made the scene look confusing for the police.
The note suggests a suicide pact, two men, caught up in belief following a ritual to the end. The suits, the masks, the note, it fits a story of planned, ritualistic suicide. But there are problems. No poison was found. Their families said they didn't seem sad or hopeless. They were excited, not sad, more like men about to go on an adventure. The masks became symbols of searching for something higher and a warning about the dangers of belief. The mystery lasts because it speaks to something deep inside people. The search for answers continues.
The lead mask's case was more than a crime. It showed what that time was like.
The government's secrecy made people believe in conspiracy theories, whispers of cover-ups, secret weapons, or crashed spaceships. The case became a national obsession, fitting with the worries and hopes of that time.
The lead mask's case didn't happen in a bubble. The line between science and magic was blurry. Their workshop was a lab for talking to other dimensions.
Spiritualism was very strong, mixing European, African, and native beliefs. The space race and UFO sightings made things exciting. Groups like Manoel and Miguel's were common. People exploring the edge of science and faith, using electronics to connect worlds.
Brazil in the 1960s was a place of opposites. A military government, new cultural ideas, and a strong desire for answers beyond what the government said.
The lead mask case became a legend because it was too strange to be easily explained. The truth might be out there or forever out of reach.
The masks, the note, the place, the strangeness of it all.
There's no solid proof. The UFO sightings are still not confirmed, strong in the story but lacking evidence. Critics say the UFO story makes a sad event sound romantic. But the idea continues. It's the only one that seems to explain all the strange parts.
A friend said they had talked about an important meeting. And 4 years earlier, another worker was found dead with a similar mask.
Some believe Manoel and Miguel weren't planning to die, but to be taken away. Amateur UFO researchers finally making contact. The capsules might have been meant to get their bodies ready for space travel. The lead masks were to protect their eyes from the light of the spaceship.
The UFO idea really caught people's attention. Days after the bodies were found, local people said they saw a bright, orange, egg-shaped UFO over the hill.
The hill keeps its secrets, the masks keep their silence, and the mystery lives on.
The lead mask's case continues, a puzzle with no answer.
The echo of the lead mask's case continues. Was it suicide, murder, or a deadly close encounter? The masks remain, silent objects from an impossible story. They sit in a museum now, staring out with blank lead eyes, forever guarding a secret. The only sure thing on a winter's day in 1966, two men walked up a hill looking for an answer and became an eternal question.
I'm not so sure. The missing money, the nervousness, the earlier death with a similar mask, it feels like someone else was involved. Maybe they were tricked, lured by someone who promised them the world, then disappeared with their money.
For me, it comes back to Manoel and Miguel, two men searching for something more, victims of their own strong belief. They followed their plan, took their capsules, and waited for a signal that never came. It was a suicide, but one born of hope, not sadness.
So where does that leave us? Two dead men, lead masks, a strange note, and many questions.